Yeah. What's going on, YouTubers and wrestling fans? S-Deuce the name, talking wrestling is the game. Last night, NXT Takeover, San Antonio. This is the review show. Let's get right into it. Nobody thought this show was going to be any good. Everybody was talking crap about it the whole weeks leading up to it. Every week leading up to it. I'm not too excited about NXT Takeover. I did the video yesterday giving you 5 damn good reasons to be excited about last night's NXT Takeover San Antonio. And of course, it delivered on every pedal up the ladder. Every step, it got better and better and better from the beginning. First match, Andrade Cien Almas, who I said looks like a hobo go-go dancer from Chippendales. He needs to lose the outfit. Shiny black pants last night. Still had the suspenders and the fedora. I don't know what they're doing with him, but as a evil heel, he's supposed to be mean. That's the last thing he does is look mean against Roderick Strong, the messiah of the backbreaker. A guy I'm very fond of. Roddy has been wrestling for years, paid his dues on the independent scene all over the world, won multiple championships, heavyweight championships, and Ring of Honor. Dude is a legit, the real deal, a wrestling machine. This match was back and forth for about 14 minutes. Hard-hitting, fast-paced, high-flying action. The match had it all. And the way sometimes the crowd was sitting on their hands during the match, it was a little frustrating as a real pro wrestling fan to see these people not excited about some of these moves. But anyway, Roddy hits backbreakers from out of nowhere. We all know that. And Andrade, although he's a bit of a show-off and a showboat, he can technically wrestle. Very technical. And he can high fly too, with the best of them. So the match had everything. In the end, Andrade almost hit that double underhook DDT twice. And Roddy got out of it. But he did hit his double knees in the corner, and Roddy kicked out. Roddy hits a backbreaker from the top rope to the top turnbuckle, completely changed things. Andrade had a little comeback, but then Roddy hits a sick kick, and Cien Almas sold it so well. He almost did a backflip. It was one of the best sick kicks in Roderick Strong's career. Big win for Roddy in his TakeOver debut, and it seems like Cien Almas is starting to fall down that ladder. Next matchup, Ty Dillinger against Eric Young from Sanity. And Ty Dillinger is so over with the crowd. As soon as his music starts, the people just go insane. 10, the entire match. The ref can't. If anybody goes to the outside, the ref tries to count 1. All you hear is the crowd. 10, which must be very confusing for the wrestlers. Anyway, this match, again, hard hitting. In case you didn't know this, little tidbit fact here from Let's Talk Wrestling, your boy S-Deuce. Eric Young trained Ty Dillinger in Canada. So there was a lot of history between these two, which is why Eric Young proposed that Ty Dillinger join Sanity when he turned him down. It gave us this match. Ty Dillinger has never won at a takeover. He's always put in these big spots, and he never wins the match. And last night was no different. The numbers game. They had Alexander Wolf, Nikki Cross, and Big Damo, who they're now referring to as Killian Dane or Dame. I'm not really sure. I couldn't really get the pronunciation correct last night. When they already introduced him to the world as Big Damo. But anyway, the numbers game proved to be too much of a factor for Ty Dillinger in the end. EY hits his wheelbarrow neck breaker and gets the victory. 1, 2, 3. But then he stopped. If you notice at the end of the match, he stopped his compadres from jumping Ty Dillinger. He said, no, let's go. Let's just go. And they left the ring. Ty, of course, gets a standing ovation. Everybody wants to see him in the Royal Rumble tonight. He's one of my picks for a surprise entrant. Hopefully they do him at number 10. They bring him in at number 10. But knowing the WWE, they'll probably bring him in 9 or 11 just to troll us because they love shitting on their fans. Next up, the NXT Tag Team title match, which again, nobody thought could be entertaining because of the Authors of Pain. Everybody knows DIY can go, but the Authors of Pain win the Dusty Classic. These two, Akam and Razor, are monsters, managed by Paul Ellering, Hall of Famer, former manager of the Road Warriors, and the Disciples of Apocalypse. Don't forget when he traded on the Road Warriors. But Paul Ellering has been around the block and managed many of Tag Team Champion. Last night, this match had it all. it was the best match in the Authors of Pain resume so far. And they defeated Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa do-it-yourself DIY last night and became the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Akam and Razor are brutes. In the end, the finish saw Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa both put their submission holds on Akam and Razor. These dudes' arms are so big, you can tell they were given into the move, and you could tell they still couldn't properly get the submission on. Razor, I believe, picks up Johnny Gargano and body slams him or power bombs him on top of Tommaso Ciampa to break the submission. Even then, DIY staged a comeback and had both Akam and Razor in the middle of the ring on their knees, getting ready for the double trouble kick and knee combination move. And when they went for it, the two big brutes stood up, grabbed them both in the powerbomb position, ran them into each other, powerbomb, and then they hit their finisher, which is the side Russian leg sweep, clothesline combo, and they won 1, 2, 3. I've never seen Paul Ellering as emotional as I saw him last night. Usually he's very serious, very calm, cool, and collected, but not last night. He let his emotions out, and it proved that to be maybe the deciding factor was him motivating Akam and Razor not to tap out to the dual submissions and to fight on, and they ended up winning the NXT Tag Team titles. I know a lot of people are mad, but DIY just won them. DIY just won the belts. Why do they have to lose them so fast? American Alpha, we waited almost a year for them to win those tag team titles, and they lost them within a month, and they're on SmackDown. I don't know what this means for DIY, but I know it is good for Authors of Pain, and if they look anything going ahead like they did last night, then those NXT Tag Team Championships belong right on those two brutes' shoulders. Those dudes are like the Powers of Pain times 2. Next up, the Fatal 4-Way for Asuka's NXT Women's Championship. And I said going into this match that Asuka and Nikki Cross would come out of it having some sort of feud because of the Fatal 4-Way dynamics. The only thing that happened really was Peyton Royce and Billie Kay isolated Nikki Cross after hurting Asuka enough to keep her down for a little while. They brought Nikki Cross up the ramp. They suplexed her off the announcer's table through another table. Nikki Cross was finito for the rest of the match. Now all Peyton Royce and Billie Kay had to do was figure out who was going to pin Asuka, right? Wrong. Asuka fights back, of course, kicks the hell out of Billie Kay, kick to the face to Peyton Royce. 1, 2, 3, Asuka wins. It happened that fast. Kind of disappointing, to tell you the truth. I really wanted Asuka and Nikki Cross to have a little more action. They started the match off, and the crowd was into it because Billie Kay and Peyton Royce played the heel role. They rolled under the bottom rope. They got the hell out of Dodge. But Asuka wins, and on the way up the ramp, Nikki Cross, mind you, remember, she got suplexed off the announcer's table through a table. She was laid out, but she looked at Asuka, and Asuka saw her look back. Their eyes met, so I'm telling you right now, Nikki Cross is the next contender to Asuka's NXT Women's Championship. But Asuka's still undefeated, still the NXT Women's Champ. It's going to be up close to a year when she beat Bayley at NXT Dallas last year. Then the show got hijacked by none other than Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins runs in the ring out of nowhere, comes in and says, "This show's called Takeover, well, I'm taking over this bitch." Calls out Triple H. Triple H comes out, obliges him. Triple H obliges Seth Rollins, answers the challenge. No, he stops, signals to the back, out comes security. They grab up Seth Rollins, not before Rollins stiff kicked, stiff clothesline, stiff forearm about 4 security guards. One dude with the blonde hair and the ponytail was holding his mouth the entire time. Another guy got kicked right in his chest through the middle rope. It was rough, but in the end, Seth Rollins gets dragged out. Triple H did respond to it. Don't think there'll be a match tonight in the Royal Rumble, but it was really cool seeing Seth Rollins come out of nowhere. Nobody expected that, so it was a really nice surprise. Kind of a little letdown, but on to the main event. Shinsuke Nakamura defending his NXT Championship against Bobby Roode. Would it be a glorious night, or would the King of Strong Style continue to sit on his throne? What a match. What a match. It had another match that had everything. I know, general theme, I've been saying it. It had everything. Back and forth. 2 counts. Submissions. Hard-hitting knees. Elbows. Forearm strikes. Technical wrestling. At one point, Shinsuke Nakamura went for a flying knee on the apron, and he connected it. But when he fell on his left knee, or I believe it was his left knee. And it kind of buckled under him, and he played that knee injury so good, and Bobby Roode went to work. At one point, Roode beat him up, and then they kind of separated him, and the trainers were checking on Shinsuke. Shinsuke gets in the ring. He wants to continue. A fighting warrior, a true champion. Bobby Roode goes right for the leg, puts him in a single leg grab. But as Shinsuke's reaching for the ropes, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke's pants were ripped at this point. Roode had ripped them to get to the knee. And Roode was pounding on his knee. Pounding, punching it, elbows. Shinsuke gets to the ropes. But you can tell the damage has been done. His knee is shot. Roode hits the DDT. Pins him 1-2. Shinsuke kicks out again. Roode goes back to that single leg crab. Finally, drags Shinsuke back to the middle of the ring. Lets it go. Picks him up. Hits the DDT again. The Hangman's DDT. And Bobby Roode is the new NXT champion. At one point, Matt Bloom even came down. I thought they were going to stop the match. Do we know if Shinsuke's seriously hurt? We don't know. Is it kayfabe? We don't know. Is he going to be in the Rumble? We don't know. Was this a way to have Shinsuke lose the title and damper the talk of him being in the Rumble? Because as you know, if everybody thinks if he lost last night that he was a lock for the Rumble tonight. But as you know, that is not the case with the WWE. They don't always give us what we want. And I don't think you can have a Shinsuke Nakamura in the Royal Rumble and not have him win. But we thought the same about AJ Styles. He didn't win last year. Look at him now. But Nakamura, what heart he showed last night. If he really did hurt his knee, to get back in there, take 2 DDTs, plus the single leg. He went through some pain, and Bobby Roode has just made NXT glorious because he won the NXT championship on his first try like he said he would. All he needed was the opportunity. Now let's see where they go. Bobby Roode's entrance was that akin to Ric Flair's from Wrestle War 89 when he had all the women around him, when he fought Ricky Steamboat and Steamboat came out with his son and his wife. I believe his son was riding a pony. But Bobby Roode is the real deal. His face, his reaction when he's on the middle rope and he's celebrating to the fans, he genuinely looked happy. He has made his mark in NXT now. Is he the face of NXT? Or will Nakamura return for his title? A lot of people didn't think they'd go this route this early. I thought maybe Nakamura holds the belt until NXT Dallas, where he made his debut. NXT Orlando, where he made his debut a year prior in Dallas at WrestleMania weekend. But apparently they're high on Roode, so am I. I was hoping for a Chris Hero, a.k.a. Cassius Ohno, run-in. Maybe costing Nakamura the title or costing Roode the match. Maybe they have different plans for Cassius Ohno. Because if you remember, when Cassius came out, it leaked a few weeks ago. WWE even promoted it. Cassius came out to NXT. Supposedly it was after the show went off the air. And tapped the belt on Nakamura's shoulders. They went face to face. Maybe they're not doing that anymore. Maybe Nakamura just wins it back. You know how they did it with Joe. Joe won it. Nakamura won it back. Joe won it back. Nakamura won it back. It was Joe, Nakamura, Joe, Nakamura. Maybe they make Nakamura 3-time. The first and only 3-time NXT champion. Who knows where they're going to go from here. But I am damn sure excited about NXT this week. And I'm more excited about the Royal Rumble, which is only a few hours away. We're almost getting there. Tonight is the Royal Rumble. Up next, on Let's Talk Wrestling. You're not gonna wanna miss this. You're gonna wanna check this out. My Royal Rumble predictions video. Sorry I didn't get it out to you on Friday or even yesterday. Like I said, had a doctor's appointment, a bunch of stuff this week. Don't even worry about it. But the video will be out next. Royal Rumble predictions. NXT Takeover San Antonio was a success. I guess you could even call it glorious. Remember, here on Let's Talk Wrestling, no gimmicks needed, man. Just me, the camera, you, the viewer. Thumbs up it. Hit that blue thumbs up. YouTube loves it. I like it when you do it. Share it with your friends. You guys can talk wrestling. I like talking wrestling. And don't forget to tell a friend about Let's Talk Wrestling. Let me know in the comments what you thought about last night's NXT Takeover San Antonio. And if you're not down with that, I got 3 words for you. Let's talk wrestling. Oh, hell yeah.